Hello and welcome to Library Salad. Today's episode is Junk Drawer, Trash or Treasure, brought to you by the Monroeville Public Library of Pennsylvania. Hi, I'm Alice, and with Library Salad, we're just going to take a topic and toss things around, and you may have noticed on that sign that today is our 25th episode. Yay, us! Thanks for sticking around all this time, and hope you have enjoyed all of them. Now, last week at the end of the episode, I asked people to let me know what was their favorite flavor of cupcake, chocolate or vanilla, and the answer was chocolate. Thanks everybody. I agree with that answer. I also during this week reached out to people on my Facebook and said to them, can you show me a picture of something in your junk drawer that is either weird, sentimental, or should have been tossed out a long time ago? And boy, did I get some great photos. For example, this first one actually has written on it that it was stolen from Joe's Crab Shack. This is an item used to eat with the seafood there, and of course the item that shows that it was stolen from some places from a member in my family. I'm not going to name names, but it happens to be the only brother I have. Next is a very sentimental item. This really has a lot of memories from childhood. This old ice cream scoop was very well loved, and I wonder if their favorite flavor was also chocolate. Now, this one, what is this item? Not everybody knew what it was, but what it is used to do is to loosen a tight jaw. So that top handle, by twisting that, it tightened the sides, and basically a lot of people agreed it's the best kind of jar opener that there is. This next one, the person who had it in their junk drawer didn't even know what it was, but it was actually kept on top of the junk drawer. Some people commented on the post and was able to say that it was to make two-toned cupcakes, so that this item actually separated the different colored batters. The next one you might recognize as a nut grinder. It was actually deemed by everybody who was on that post that the fact that it was the best kind. It's very hard to come by, and the big issue about it that people really liked was that it didn't break like the other types. And here's a pasta cutter. It was actually used to make the best ravioli in the world. That's a quote. And it was brought over from Italy in the mid-1900s. So that's just a sample of the great pictures that we got. Now let's talk about what we're going to have in our junk drawer now. And you might ask yourselves, what would be the one thing that if I was going to post on my own Facebook page, what would I show you? This would be it. It's a knife, we know that, but this is a very special knife. First off, it belonged to my parents, and that's the reason why I keep it. It's a grapefruit knife, so that after cutting a grapefruit in half, by going around like this, it takes the grapefruit out, getting real close up there, and then the different pieces can be sectioned out. So in a bowl, you're just having the fruit, not the rest of the, I want to say shell, but that's not where I'm going. All right, now, this is just an example of the type of things that people have in their junk drawers. People are also saying that maybe it's time we stop calling things like this, the drawer itself, junk drawer. That implies anything can go in it. In order to clear out junk drawers, what you first have to say to yourself is basically sorting. The same thing if you were doing a closet sort, is that there's things you're going to toss, things that you actually, then you're going to be able to sort, and then you'll store them. There's some obvious things that can just go 1, 2, 3. Use tissue. If there's receipts of any kind, let's say this was a receipt for a head of lettuce and a gallon of milk, and this is 6 months old, you're probably not going to be using. So anything that's literally junk or garbage can go. Other things that are also, let's say, expired, coupons. Now the reason I think that junk drawers become junk drawers is because of the fact that when people are either in a hurry, don't know where else to put something, they simply just open the drawer and put it in. So with your coupons, we all know that these coupons like this don't get used. Why? Because they're from 1982. A simple envelope will keep them easily accessible, and there's more of a chance that you'll be able to use them and therefore save money. So that's an easy either sort, throw out, depending on where they are. Another thing, food items in general. Now, Dave, is that yours? I mean, did you?
Now.
I'm not saying you can't have it, but is that how it got there? Anyway, may I have that back, please? Okay, thank you. So, food. Both things you make at home or takeout you bring in. These little packets can certainly accumulate. And I'm not really sure who likes the hot mustard in these little packages. Someone does.
Everybody but you.
Everybody but me. But somehow, these accumulate. Go through them. At the very least, get yourself a little container that things like this can go into. So we're sorting. We've got all of the coupons. They're going. Now, if you've got forks like this or any of the plastic cutlery in the drawer, you really can't eat these right out of it. Oh, well, you could, but it's not really the best place to put them in with pens, etc. Those can be moved over there. We've got this. A lot of times people just put just coins. For some reason, coins, although right now they're very scarce and the stores are looking for them, so you could gather them up, and a lot of the stores are simply when you roll them up, they'll give you the money for it, or put it into a little bank, something like this. There was a man recently who cleaned out the junk drawer, had a lot of quarters, all these different change and everything like that. When he finished sorting everything, what did he have? $75. It's worth it to clean those drawers out. Let's just put that right there. All right. Same category as food. All these little packets, whether they are sugar, whether they're creamer, anything like that, those can go in another little container like this. Sometimes one wonders, how do things get in the junk drawer? It's a question we'll ask ourselves. We'll move on. A lot of things are more office oriented, especially this time when people are working at home, where the school is virtual. Keep the office supplies in their own container at the stations where they would be. Now, in this particular case, why would we need 3 right here in the drawer, especially when they seem to like little clippies? You usually only need a few of an item. Just like all of these pens, the markers, etc. What I like to do is I may keep 2 in. The rest can actually, and I had, here we go. All right, the rest can actually have their own bag. It opens somehow, all right? So that these extras can be contained elsewhere in the office, and you just have 1 or 2 available to you. I don't know about you. I have so many pens from different organizations, and then all of a sudden, you can't find any. That's when, here they are, you can go back in them. Straws, again, once they unravel, you don't really want to put it in your mouth. So if you can keep it contained, that's better. If you've got more of these. Some items, it's like, when was the last time you used these things? Things like hooks.
I was just looking for those.
I know, right? Hooks. This is more of a in with tools, a drawer like that. Now here's a blast from the past. This is smaller than the usual that you've seen in the past. What is it? Usually people under 40 don't have one. It's a button box, all right? So, to some people this is very handy, but you certainly wouldn't want these buttons all over the place. That's not gonna help you when the time comes. And what's up with staples? How many staples do people use? When you buy it, you don't buy a small amount. You usually have to buy like a 6-pack of these things. I've had these for about 10 years. I've barely made a dent. You can tell by the box. These things aren't new. So you don't leave them in your drawer because you're not going to use those in a lifetime. Put them into the office, just like items like this. If you have it in a junk drawer, you can't find it when the time comes. You think you may not have a backup and you're going out and spending big bucks when you've got it in a drawer. Put it in the office area. Some other fun things where you look at it and you say, what is this? I don't know how old this is. This is a routing request. I'm not going to be making routing requests from the kitchen anytime soon. Get rid of it. The amount of Post-its, things like that, even from different times of the year, we all have it and it's necessary, but how many pieces of paper are you going to use at one time? Consolidate that. Once again, probably not going to be sewing in the kitchen so much. Put those with your buttons if you have them. A couple of other things are, isn't he cute? You know what he is? For loose tea, fill him up with loose tea and brew that. And he's a cute little fella. He is a manatee. Get it? Tea, manatee, cute, not in the junk drawer. We're gonna give him his own separate place. So containers to put these things in would be helpful is if you simply have something like this, and then this way you can put one pair of scissors, 2 or 3 pieces of paper. Put in, if you need some supplies like that, that can go in. So by storing it like this, you'll know what you have, you know where to find it. It's going to be an awful lot easier, and it's okay to throw things out. And it's okay to put them in different places. You'll know best what works for your family, just like with stamps. Who's looking for stamps, can't find them? They're in the bottom of a drawer. And going back to food, not in the junk drawer. If you're gonna have like eating food around, put it under your bed where people can't see it. That's what most people store their food. And if you have a popular menu, start using the phones. These things are go out of date so quickly, no reason for that, and always looking for glasses. Put it where you're most likely to use it. So think of it this way. Use the simple steps to toss. That's the first thing you're going to do. And then simply sort it out, store it. It's going to save you a lot of time. And just like the man who got all the money and had $75, just remember, it pays to clean. Thanks for joining us.